So, you E30 owners, let's talk about something. So, we can all pick up, really hot chicks and supermodels and everything in our E30s. I mean, that's just a big perk of owning these cars. And, okay, so let's build a scenario. So, you pick up this date. You have this really nice steakhouse that you guys are going to, and you want things to go perfect, and your car is behaving itself for once. Your speedo's working, it doesn't smell like gas, you're not overheating, E30 stuff. So, and then you get to your destination, your nice steakhouse, and your date is like, okay, let me get out of the car, and then this happens. So, how often has that happened? I mean, how frequent does that happen in these cars? Everything's going great, you're like, ooh, you're up to something, and then, boom, there it is, door handle's broken. But, I will say the perk of that is, you do have to let her out of the car now, and you get to look like a gentleman all the way around the board. You guys know what this video is going to be about. We're replacing this door handle. So, stick around, and we're going to pull this door apart, replace this door handle. I have the brand new one here ready to go. So we're going to take this door apart. It's really simple, guys. It really is. So let's get to it. Let's get going. And I just realized I can't get out of the car without rolling the window down, and I don't have the keys with me. So let's go out the driver's side. I cannot believe I just did that.
Now turn up.
Alright guys, the good news is the outer door handle still works. To take this apart, it is really, really easy. There is just a few things you gotta do. And as you can see, this door has already been taken apart before for the window regulator a long time ago. And I will get into that in a second. So, let me move the camera and we'll get a better angle on this. Alright guys, if you haven't already noticed, this is my S54 car. Most of you recognize it. If you don't, this is my S54 car, and that's what we are working on today. So, I like to plan my missions out when I do stuff like this. That way, I'm not surprised by anything, or, you're just not like, oh, well, I didn't know this was going to be like this, or I need extra parts, stuff like that, because that's how things get broken, and that's how things get replaced incorrectly or just kind of half-assed, and then you got to do it all over again later. So what I'm going to do is tell you what you need to do to get this door panel off to get to the door handle itself. It's very easy. You have basic tools, you can do this. It's very simple and straightforward. So here we go. You have 3 Phillips heads, one here, you can see the holes for them. Then you have one that's under here, so you get a pick or a small flathead, and you pry this up, pops right out, and this whole arm piece moves forward and then gets pulled out, and that's it. Then come up here and unscrew this, pull it, you literally just unscrew it, that's all there is to it, and pull that up, and then there are white rivets, normally they're white, I've seen different colors before, that are spaced out on here. So this top piece you're going to want to pull up for, actually, sorry, this is the last one. You're going to want to start from this corner and feel around for them and pull at the rivet. If you pull in between the rivets, they break. That's how you break them. So pull at the rivet themselves and go all the way up this side and then all the way up this side. Then on this top section with the whole door card loose, you just pull up on it and the whole thing comes off. And then there are 2 Phillips, I think right here and right here. They're kind of offset from each other. But these normally break on the bottom. So you can see that my trim piece broke a long time ago. I just haven't ordered a new one. So you can pull on this all day and it just won't work. So I'm going to get the camera set up and I'm going to walk you through this. So let's do that. Alright guys, so I have the new door handle here from ECS. So before we pull this apart, the wise thing to do is to look in the box. Make sure you get the right part. I cannot tell you how many times well, actually about 3 times, I've taken something completely apart, opened the box to get the new part, and it's the wrong part. Or it's the wrong, just the wrong brand or something, and I'm kind of picky about that. I really like my genuine OEM BMW parts, but I believe that I thought this was a Euro one, sorry. It is indeed a genuine BMW door handle. So, a lot better packaged than the other one. I have replaced the driver's side one a long time ago, probably like 2 months after I got the S54 running, and it broke, and I was like, of course. And that is the most important one, so I replaced it. But I think I replaced that one with a Euro, so I'm just waiting on that one to break. But these door handles should come with their own gasket, so you can see there. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't see a BMW stamp on it. Yeah, don't see a BMW stamp on it, but then again, I'm not too, whatever. So anyway, got this now, and should come with the gasket. These are pretty reasonably priced. I want to say I paid after shipping was like $40 for this, so yes, these are common items that do break in these cars, but you know, it's not like on an 8 Series where the door handle breaks and you're out $300. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and start taking the car apart. We'll start taking the door apart. I'm not going to take the whole car apart. So I have the seat rolled forward, and you guys are actually in the back seat to watch this because, man, I don't want to put the camera behind me so you guys are watching my back the whole time. So this is about, hopefully you guys are really comfortable with this angle. I'm comfortable with this angle, but let's get to it. So, removal of the fire extinguisher. Very handy in an E30. Back when I had the stroker in this car, I had to use it. One of my oil lines came off and got on the headers, and it caught fire, and that was not a good time. So let's see, screwdriver here. Gonna go ahead and get in here. So yeah, in the meantime, what a world we live in right now, huh, guys? Kind of things falling apart around us, and government's losing their mind about stuff. And, you know, I can't find this screw back here. Oh, come on, where are you? Hey, UPS is here, bringing me more car parts. That's the other thing too. It's just a matter of time before the, you know, shipping companies got to shut down too. So, but yeah, you can see now there's one screw. You can see now that it's loose, and they're kind of at an angle. They're not exactly straight in there. So there's 2 so far. I'm gonna put these right there in the front. Gonna grab my little flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to gently pry on this. Now, if you're wondering what this is, this on right-hand drive cars, for those who have cool cars, this is where the mirror toggle goes to control your mirrors back and forth. And this is just a little plug that goes there, and I apparently am having difficulty removing it because it's really not that hard. There it is. There it is. So keep this cover. I can't tell you how many times in the junkyard I find E30 sitting there, and that piece is always missing. So it's always the tools, the shift knob, and this piece in here, and these door handles are always gone. And I'm like, man, you guys always take the good stuff. So put down in the comments what you guys see in the junkyard that really, like, you know, pisses you off, and you're like, man, I wanted that and it's gone. My thing is the tools. Why are the tools such a big deal? You know, I mean, I know not a whole lot of E30s have their tools in them, but every time you go to the junkyard, man, that car could be sitting there for 5 minutes and those tools are gone. And then people go online and sell them for like 100. I saw a wrench the other day. It was the 8 and 10 millimeter wrench on each side, and $110 for that wrench. That's ridiculous. So one thing to note before I forget to tell you, these 2 screws are from this piece here. This screw is from the top piece, and you can see that it is shorter. So remember that the shorter one goes up here on top, and it is at an angle, and it's back there. And unfortunately, and this is the one thing I do hate about this, there is a hole back here. So let me get the screwdriver. There is a hole back here, and if you drop that screw, it's down inside the door, and guess what? You gotta start this all over again when you're putting it back together. So kind of a pain in the ass. But, and then we do this guy up here. That's it. Now, for the fun part. That's it. That's all that, oh, that is nasty. That's all it takes to get that off. So really, really easy stuff. Now, this is when we start pulling on the door. Now, it does take some force to get these out. So if you break them, you break them. There's really not a whole lot you can do to avoid that, except for pulling at the rivet. Like that. I think I just broke that one. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of black stuff under here too, so, yep. Some of them are just really, really stiff, and you're just gonna have to pull like that. There you go. Yeah, see, the 2 that were right here were broken already. So, and I unfortunately parked the car too close to the window, so the door won't open all the way. Okay, then we do this side over here. And that's it. Okay, so this is completely free all the way around here in a U shape. Now we just have to get the top off. All you do to get the top off is kind of wiggle it around a little bit. And boom, that's it. There's you a door. This is, well, I guess the vapor barrier got stuck to the door, but here's the those rivets I'm talking about. So I actually have one missing right here, and I have one missing down here. So it's not the end of the, oh, there goes a pair of sunglasses. It's not the end of the world if you break them. Just know that it's kind of annoying. You run the risk of it flapping around in the car when you shut the door really hard. It kind of flops around, whatever. So anyway, here are your 2 screws right here, your 2 Phillips, and your op rod or operating rod. This is the rod. When you pull this, pulls this back and forth, which on the new one gets put into that hole right there. So watch, you pull the door handle and it pulls the op rod in, unlocking the door. Pretty easy stuff. So all we need now, Phillips head. And somebody who knows how to use a Phillips head. Don't lose these. They are tiny, they're very short, so don't lose them. So at this point, you run the risk of the whole door handle kind of falling back into the door. It's not a huge deal. You have this huge cavity right here that you can reach into. So you can reach behind this and just kind of wiggle it about like so. Now, it's just a small hook is all it is. It's shaped like this, like that, and you just push it forward and pull it out. And that is it. So mine broke right here at the bottom. I know you can't really see it. Mine broke right here. So actually, I take that back. it broke on the top right there. See that piece sticking up? Yep, straight up broke. So now all you got to do, and forgive me, I didn't mention this before. See those brass pieces? You are going to have to reuse those. I thought they came on this, but they do not. So those brass pieces right here, you're going to have to pull off, and they're really simple. I keep tripping over my words. I'm sorry, guys. So you just pull them out like that. So there's one there. There's the other one. That's it. Now, remember the flat side goes... Yeah, well, shit, how did that go? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the side that is raised goes pointed towards the back of the door. So these just slide right on. Let's see if I can do this. On, there we go. Make sure your holes line up, and that's it. So, literally reverse installation. So you just make sure, and I saw my friend do this before. They put everything back together and they pulled it. And you're like, why won't this work? Like, it's brand new. Forgot about the op rod. So remember to do your op rod first and then put the screws in. It's a lot easier. So just go. Actually, don't forget to pull the old gasket out. It's worthless, so don't reuse it. That should come with a new one. So now, make sure to hook it. It'll stop running away on me here. See what I'm doing. Okay, everything's lined up like that. Good to go. Take your Phillips head. Just go ahead and start it while you're holding it here. Okay. Boom. Easy stuff. Easy stuff, guys. This is... Do you see that? It took me like 3 tries to get on that. Too much caffeine today. That's my excuse. And that's it. That's it, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut this door. I'm going to come through the driver's side and I'm going to open it to make sure that it still works, because I cannot tell you again how many times I've seen people, well, just one time, but people do forget to put that op rod back on there, and you just want to make sure it works before you put everything back together. It's common sense. So let me walk around to the other side and make sure it still works. Shut the door. And then come around to the driver's side. And the seat's in the way. Boom, look at that. Please don't hit the window. Okay, just stay right there. So we know it works. So, assembly, reassembly is the reverse order. Try to do this quickly because let's see, we're already at 15 minutes on this segment alone, so that's a long time. So, opposite assembly is you're just going to take your door card, you have to slide it in from the top and then buckle it down. And then when you go to attach the rivets or to seat the rivets, you're gonna have to like hit the hell out of it. So yeah, obviously line this one, the locking thing, whatever you want to call that. I don't really know what to call that. Make sure that you slide that on first and then work the top piece, and then you work your way around with the rivets. So you are going to have to be just a little rough with it, you know, but obviously don't take a sledgehammer to it. So you're just going to have to, you know. Now, this is where you have to gently smash these in. So I don't really know if there's a certain trick to this. I'm sure if somebody does this every day, they could develop a trick for this. But you just kind of take your fist and kind of play whack-a-mole right there. So, or make obscene hand gestures like that. I'm sorry. So, good thing to do is make sure that all of your rivets are lined up. So make sure your rivets are lined up in the hole before you punch them, because if you punch them and they're not in the hole, you just broke them and you're almost done. So make sure they're lined up in the hole first. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry. Line them up with the hole and just push with your thumb. So much easier. I don't know why I haven't done that before, to be honest. Not gonna lie, I kind of feel like an idiot after that. So I know you guys are like, oh my God, this guy's stupid, but you know, it happens. That's it. So now all we have to do is opposite assembly. So grab our arm here. Remember, this has to go in and then backwards. So it goes in like so. Actually, there's a notch right here. You'll see it. So it's seated. Seat up in here. And that's it. Then, do this part first. Do the short screw first, remember? Best thing I can tell you to do is to keep a finger on it to where it has pressure, to where it's not going to fall down inside the door. Okay, there's one. Remember, these are at like an upward angle. They're not straight in. So it might take you a second to actually... You might be able to get away with pulling this back just a little tiny bit and seeing where the screw goes. Get it started, 3 or 4 threads in, and then get your second one. And do the same thing. And that seems to be much easier. And that's it. We're almost there, guys. We got 2 more steps. And where are you at? Be a little punk. Not going anywhere? Okay, now 2 more steps, right? Don't forget your cover piece. Don't put it in backwards. Just simply just pops right back in. That's it. You don't have to punch it or anything. Now, don't forget. That's it. Boom. All done. Does anybody else find weird stuff when they put their cars back together? Because I'm cleaning up all the tools from the job that we just did. And, well, let me just show you what I'm dealing with. So I got my tools and everything here. Put the fire extinguisher back and my bad oil. This is for my oil catch can that fills up every now and then. And I noticed this under the seat. And I'm like, I don't drink Red Monster. So where did this come from? But guess what? It's not open. And it's actually still pretty cold. What the world? I'm just... Weird stuff you find in your car. I don't drink these kinds of monsters. I don't like these ultra reds. I don't like the zero sugar ones anyway. Okay, well, that's interesting. All right, guys, that just about wraps it up. I did find a trim piece. I did not order this in this group of parts. I did find this in my stash of parts. So it just has the hooks on it. You just push it in, slide it forward. Let's see if this is going to work for me or it's going to... Boom. Look at that. All better. So, what is that? A tornado warning. Sorry, tornado watch has been issued for your area. Okay, cool. So we're in a tornado watch right now. So as you can see, this stuff is pretty easy. You need a Phillips head and you need a flat head in your hands. That's it. So pretty easy stuff. If you're new to E30s, this is day one kind of stuff. Really, really easy. Remember, these are plastic, and the youngest of these E30s is, you know, coming up on 30 years old. The youngest one. So yeah, they're gonna break, and you see how easy it is to replace it. So guys, I really want to say thank you so much for sticking around. I do want to say I do have more videos coming out for the S62 E30, and I will have more videos for the S54 E30 as well. If you guys like this DIY style video, let me know down in the comments, and I'll keep making them happen, because there is some, you know, minor maintenance stuff in here that does need to happen. So make sure to like and subscribe, get the bell on when I do post videos, and also make sure to, down in the description is the link to e30stuff.com. Get yourself a shirt. They have new designs coming out every month, and they're awesome. They have ones for the ladies too, so make sure you check those out as well. Normally I say be safe out there because the world's crazy, but this time I really do mean it, guys. Things are getting a little crazy out there. So remember to do awesome, be awesome, and stay awesome. You guys are great. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next time.